Dear viewers, if you are watching us, you have made the right choice. By the way, we have the question of the day. Don't forget, be active. I'll repeat the question of the day one more time. What is the plural form of the word cactus? Please be active. Once you find the answer, call and tell us.
Of course, and Mike, first of all, let me introduce our first guests. So our first guests are Iqbal Jan Soliyev, Director of the Bureau of Interpreters under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Nazma Khan Askarova, their staff head of Division for the Western European of the Bureau of Interpreters. So, welcome.
Hello guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Uzbekistan.
Good morning. Have a seat, please.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, thanks for having us today.
And thank you for coming.
Well, indeed, how are you doing guys today, this morning? Good
Good,
morning,
perfect.
Uzbekistan, and we're very glad that you are having us today.
What about you?
Yes.
How are you feeling today?
Yes, we're very glad and we're very excited to be here with you guys, Mike and Savinch. We have heard about this very important channel for a language channel. This is a very important idea, great initiative, and we're here to answer your questions.
Thank you very much. That was a blessing that you have come and visit us. We have to thank you for that in the very first place.
Well, thank you very much indeed.
Let's get into the topic, right?
Right.
So, first of all, can you tell us a little bit about the organization and the functions of the Interpreter Bureau?
Yes, indeed. The Bureau of Interpreters, as we call it, this is a structural unit of the Foreign Affairs Ministry of the Republic of Uzbekistan, and on the part of the great initiative by our President, His Excellency. It was established back in 2018 as a part of the decree of the President to further perfect and further improve the activities of the Foreign Ministry as a foreign political institution of the Republic of Uzbekistan. And afterwards, back in 2019, the Cabinet of Ministers issued the relevant resolution in terms of establishing our department at the Foreign Ministry. And afterwards, as you may know, guys, it was a total lockdown in the country, as much as all over the world during the COVID-19. And back then, it was impossible to put into operations this our bureau. Back in 2020, that we have been able to do so according to those governmental resolutions, and just my colleagues and Azamahan can confirm that these days we are going to be celebrating the second anniversary of the establishment of the Bureau of Interpreters at the Foreign Ministry. Right now, we're doing a great job. We have established our staff members, our organization as a full unit of the Foreign Ministry. And we have right now the 20 interpreters for 15 foreign languages and the 3 divisions so far. This is the first division, it's the division for the countries of the Western Europe. The second one, the division for the countries of the South Asia and the Middle East. And the third division, we have got the division for the languages in terms of the countries that are located in East Asia. So far, we have been doing good, and so far, we have been operating well in terms of accomplishing the instructions, first of all, on the part of the administration of the President, as the Cabinet of Ministers of Uzbekistan, while at the same time, our direct parent body, that is the Foreign Policy Institution, the Foreign Ministry.
So, what opportunities do your employees have to maintain language skills and always work on themselves?
Well, first of all, I would like to underscore the very fact that we employ the very young, but at the same time, the professional interpreters and the diplomats. The first issue that we train not only the interpreters and the diplomats of the Bureau, but also we train them to be the young and solid diplomats in the future. We have been back in 2020 in December received by a foreign minister, His Excellency Mr. Kamilov, and during that meeting we have been told that we should go on and proceed on our operations, while in terms of the preparing not only interpreters but at the same time the diplomats and the foreign ministry. So far we have been offering our opportunities for young men and women who know very well and solid foreign languages. I'm talking about not only English, but at the same time we're talking about the German, Spanish, Italian, and the French languages. but at the same time we are talking about also the very important languages like Arabic, Persian, right? Hindi, Urdu, Dari, but at the same time, we are not getting limited ourselves to those languages. We're talking also about the Chinese, Japanese, and the Korean languages. They have very good opportunities. If they are getting trained, they're working on a daily basis on their own to perfect their language skills, to perfect their diplomatic young skills, and we are perfectly oriented for the perspective for the days to come that to train as highly as possible the qualified cadre for our language learning skills in the country.
Knowing the languages, not only English, do play a very crucial role, right? In our rapidly changing world.
Well, Mike, you are very right, because we are living and we're going through in the very globalized world. At the same time, as I have already emphasized, we're talking not about the English, but at the same time, we are reiterating the importance of our other languages, because our leadership, or the foreign ministry leadership and the cabinet minister's leadership, have been all the time underscoring the very fact that Uzbekistan right now integrates into the world economy as good as possible. Therefore, our national economy, which right now is rapidly developing, despite the COVID-19 and despite the very challenges of the harsh and the tough conditions of the world economy, in this regard, our economy needs very good professionals, as our president all the time underscores in terms of the learning the languages. So for the language learning is a part of the general concept of developing the new Uzbekistan that we have been right now establishing in our country.
Knowing your language right now is an opportunity for those who are trying to do their best, and as time flies by, it will become hopefully like a mandatory, right? And how would you evaluate the work of Interpreters Bureau?
Each staff member develops on daily basis his hard and soft skills. It means a language proficiency at least in mid-level as a native English speaker or native speaker, and a well-educated native speaker. And also we develop our computing and CAD program skills, communication skills also. And as our director said, we also train our staff members as diplomats, not only interpreters.
To enhance the work of the Interpreters Bureau, right? And what are you busy with these days? It's been a very hectic day.
We are, especially my staff member, the head of the division, Skarva Nazimuhana, has been telling us we are busy on a daily basis with the instructions of the administration of the president. But at the same time, we are training our staff members to be the diplomats. In which way? Because I can say that on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, we hold the so-called seminar workshops, the master classes, to inviting them to those seminars in terms of the multiplication theory and the combination of the theory with the practice. And not only that, but since early April, we have started our, let us say, the outdoor seminar workshops. We can say that we have been accomplishing a very good level of cooperation and engagement with the Uzbekistan State World Language University, and here the leadership of that university, Rector Mr. Azizov has been helping us a great deal of the fact that based on the premises of the translation faculty of the Uzbekistan State World Language University, we have begun our outdoor seminar workshops by sending our young staff members to the simultaneous interpretation practicing skills, because that's confirms the very idea that we're not only about just sitting in the offices and along the computer and engaging in the technical translation, but at the same time we are making the outdoor events. Besides, we can go out at times to the local ministries and agencies, talk to them, and show our young skilled diplomats and interpreters how the work is being operated, how the work is being put in place at other ministries. And in this regard, we're here and very, very glad that on February 24, we have held the negotiations with the leadership of this foreign languages channel back at the Bureau. So perhaps, as I anticipate, Mike, that's your next question, right?
Yeah,
As
our
you
work.
say that the work of Bureau and our TV channels work are directly interrelated and we need each other. And in the future, we will implement good projects together, and we have agreements on this, of course. So I want to also ask your opinion. How effective do you think language teaching on TV? What's your thoughts?
What's your opinion?
Well, Savinch, thank you very much indeed for that question. It's a great question. And I have told already back in February, late February 24, as far as I remember, we have had a very good solid delegation led by the director of the channel, Mr. Alisher Shaimov, and his well-respected delegation at the Bureau. We have engaged and we have talked, we have spoken about the perspectives, how in the future we can engage, how in the future we can cooperate with this channel. And as I have already told you that this is a great idea to be here in terms of, this is an unprecedented case that in Uzbekistan we have never ever held such kind of foreign language channel on the television. This is a very great idea. And in terms of the Savinch language teaching over the television, it's a very important idea because our forthcoming generation, upcoming generation, looks at what's happening around the world. And we must do everything that they should be learning the languages, including on the television. Because this is not only the networking in terms of the social networking like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, but this is idea to become a viewer, not only in terms of that viewer of the feature films or the promotion films, but at the same time learning the languages. And you guys need very highly qualified professionals in terms of the teaching the foreign languages, not only English, but at the same time we can help you out, the guys, by providing the professionals at other languages, let us say the Italian, Spanish, French, German, right? Arabic, Persian, so they can come up in here and teach those languages, and the end result, will be accomplishing the instructions of our leadership of the country, but at the same time, will be able to accomplish your goals and your tasks in terms of further developing the perspectives of this channel. Am I right, Nazim?
Indeed.
Nazim looks so speechless. Everything you're saying is completely right. And there are a lot of students, a lot of people who are translating independently.
Right.
How about organizing or launching specific schools for them?
Do you want to say something?
We have such schools on the basis of, for example, Uzbek State World Language University. There are faculties which train translators and interpreters.
Well, in terms of that question, the following kind of matters heard that, right, there are a lot of interpreters and translators also.
Youngsters especially are very interested in helping people, foreigners who come to Uzbekistan.
We have very good school, old school back at the Uzbekistan Federal Language University as a specialized and a high-profile educational institution in terms of teaching the foreign language. But at the same time, we've got a lot of people out there in this on the market who do well, both consecutive, both and the simultaneous interpretation of the sushitosh, as we call it, as a method of interpretation. But we need solid training skills as well, because a lot of people out there do think that they're interpreters, but at the same time, right back in the nearest past, they have been the teachers. But they are engaging, they're entering to the market so that they want to be interpreters. But this science, as we said, the craft, right? This craft is not for all. Interpretation and translation cannot be learned overnight. So, for example, you just go to bed and you cannot say that in the morning they can interpret anything right on the booth, or the consecutive interpretation and the negotiations table at any level. But there are certain training schools we need, but at the same time we are working that on that as well, to help the young professionals to be in the business, not only in terms of earning some money, but at the same time representing our very good country abroad at the United Nations and other international institutions around the world.
Yeah, that's been a very crucial, useful information. Everyone should take notes, rewatch it if it's possible. It's been a very blessing that you have come and visited us. Hopefully our cooperation will stay for a long time. We have to appreciate this, and thank you very much for coming. Right. And best of luck.
Right. Indeed, well, thank you very much indeed for having us at the very good channel. And on behalf of the leadership of the Foreign Ministry of Uzbekistan, on behalf of the Bureau of Interpreters of the Foreign Ministry of Uzbekistan, we do wish a great good of luck.
Thank you.
As well as the very thing that important work that has been put in operation in here should be and must be developed in a very good level of the court. Well, thank you very much indeed.
Hopefully we'll have this conversation again very soon, hopefully. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Dear viewers, continue watching us because we have a lot more, right, Sevinch?
Interesting, yeah.